Let the fun begin. So if you notice, I have haste. You can get that by going to your quests and going ahead and running through all of your welcome quests. Each welcome quest will give you a set of rewards like cookies and flower pots, but the best is getting hands on this builder's tea because you drink that builder's tea and you get haste, and that will come in handy when you're just starting out and you want to grab some quick stuff underground and then get back topside. There are many different ways to do things in this game, many different ways to create things, and one of them is cooking up food. Right now I'm cooking up some glass, to put some glass into my little windows here, but cooking up food should not be done in a furnace. Take your furnace, put it in the middle, throw some logs around it, make a smoker. It's very easy to make and it's super efficient, and you'll preserve more of your fuel this way. You're going to learn a lot about being efficient in this game with me, Enderdaddy. I was wondering where I was hearing the spiders from while I was digging out this little area here. There just happens to be a spider spawner right underneath my little base here. Now the question is, do I destroy this spawner or do I keep it? Oh my. Oh my. You managed to escape. They are still spawning, even though I put a torch down there? I just wanted to grab this andesite, but they don't want me to grab it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna die. Quick, get a torch on that bad boy. Alright. Hopefully this is good? Oh no. Oh no. That's too many. I really hope they're not spawning anymore because I definitely jumped in here with no help. Maybe there's something in the chest that can help? Yes, bread. Oh my god. And there's also just a nether portal just underneath here? What a weird spawn. Oh yeah, my first rubber duck. You know what that means. Time to engineer things. What I want to show you here is we'll take one crushed iron ore and wow, 3 iron nuggets. Now that simply won't do. We cannot take our beautiful, beautiful crushed iron ore and break it down to 3 little nuggets. That's no good. Ain't nobody like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna transform this crushed iron ore into crushed iron ingot so that we get a 1-to-1 ratio out of our crushed iron ore. And yes, we can do this all early game by using a millstone, which we can easily get. It's from Crate, and using a seared smelter from Tinker's Construct. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go! The first thing you're going to need to get is sand. I would say go for a stack of it. And you're going to need some gravel. I would say go for a stack of it. And the last thing you're going to need is clay. I would say go for a stack of it just to get you started. It shouldn't be too hard to make a shovel, and it shouldn't be too hard to gather all that stuff. We've got the seared melter, but in order for the seared melter to work, you need to have a fuel source underneath it. We're going to go with the seared heater. It's a good early game starting heater. It's basically like making a furnace, and it uses solid fuel to burn. That's going to be great for getting us started. Throw the seared heater down. We'll throw some coal into this. Alright, so the next thing we need to make is this mill. This millstone is going to crush down all of our crushed iron ore into iron dust. But before we get to that, before we get ahead of ourselves, the millstone is it's not too complicated to make for early game. You should have enough to make the 3 alloy need to make this. Hopefully you've gathered the andesite, and to make these algal bricks, you'll need an algal blend, which is made from kelp or seagrass and clay. I accidentally used all of my clay, so I'm gonna have to go find some more clay. And seagrass is a little bit easier to come by if you can make shears. The cost of it being you have to, you know, you're only getting your 3 nuggets, so it's going to cost you a bit of iron to make a pair of shears that you may or may not use the entire time. So let's go find some clay and seagrass or kelp. I would say go for a stack of it. Once you get the algal blend, it's just a matter of cooking down that algal blend to turn it into some bricks, and then taking those bricks and combining them with andesite. That'll get you your alloy that you need. We'll need this to make cogwheels. We'll need it to make pretty much everything part of create. So let's go ahead and get this millstone made. This is the part I always forget in making the millstone, is that you actually need stone. You can't use cobblestone in this part of the recipe. Easy fix. Throw some of that cobblestone you've been mining into your furnace. Now, if you'll notice, the millstone, it won't work on its own. See the gear? It needs some kind of rotational force. That's where this cog comes in. But that cog also won't move on its own. There are many machines we will make in the game that will help our stuff move. But in the very beginning, we're going to make this thing called a crank. If you saw I had to make the shaft, it was just a couple of andesite alloy. Very simple to throw together. And with this crank, it's going to sacrifice your hunger in order to provide the energy needed for this millstone to crush stuff down. So, you're probably going to want to eat. Like the Elric brothers learned, there is always an equivalent exchange. Before I show you how this millstone works, it's important to note that the stuff we get out of here is eventually going to need to be smelted. And once it's smelted, it's going to become a liquid molten metal. And we'll need a way to get this metal out. We're going to need some sort of funnel or faucet to pull this out, and we've got to turn it into something. It's not, you're just not gonna be able to right click it and the ingot pops out. It doesn't work that way. It turns into a liquid, and then we need to turn it back in. That's where casts come in. The cast is like a mold, and it allows us to make stuff over and over again. Before we do that, we need a place for the cast to sit. That's where the casting table comes in. This is easily made with those seared bricks we made a bunch of. Quickly throw together a casting table and plunk it down next to it. And don't forget, you're also going to need a faucet, so we might as well grab that now while we're here. It's called the Seared Faucet. It'll drain the liquid right out. Shift, click, boom, faucet's on.
Tick, tick, boom.
Just a quick note, I should do this right now, just as a quick note. You're not going to be able to get your stuff out of this faucet without turning it on. That's where the lever comes in handy. That looks ugly as sin. Let's move this over here. There we go. That's how we turn this bad boy on, and the stuff will drain out to here. But this is where we need our cast. And the cast is made, the one that we want is this gold cast, because we want to be able to use it over and over again. In order to make this gold cast, we need to place a sand cast down first. To make a sand cast, just put some sand here. That part is pretty straightforward. I think the recipe used to be different in the other Tinker's Construct? I can't remember. Yes, so we throw this down. I found a block of gold in the nether portal, and it's going to come in handy. We'll throw the block of gold down like that, and there you go. It creates an imprint of it. It creates a mold of it. Now, we want to turn this gold. If I've done this correctly, I should be able to just throw a gold ingot in here. It should melt into an ingot, and when it pours out, it will create the cast. I'm an idiot. Okay, so I did it backwards. We want to make a cast out of this. So we need to leave the gold there, place a gold in here, let it melt down into molten hot gold. Once that process has completed, we flip the lever, it pours the gold on top. The cast is now made. There we go. We now have a gold cast here. Now what this means is that anything we chuck into here will melt and it will make ingots for us. This is where we use our mill. Let me show you how this works. You take, let's just watch the science here. We'll take one crushed iron here. We'll throw one crushed iron, right click to pop it out, and it gives us 3 iron dust. We'll throw the 3 iron dust into here, and those 3 iron dusts melt down into, well, an ingot. I left the lever on so you didn't get to see it happen, but it melts down into an ingot. You see that? That was one crushed iron ore, and it is now an ingot. And we are back in business. We are back in business with the 1-to-1 ratio of iron ingots. Hope you all enjoyed that. I can't wait to show you all the cool things that we're going to be able to do in this mod pack. I hope you stay around and watch more of my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, make progress, not perfection. Bye-bye!